And I'll probably get myself in trouble again. But what I felt bad about, and I wanted to give him a platform, is I said, and now having watched the show a little bit of VBA, I did feel bad for the amount of attacks that Tom was getting. Whether he fucked up or not, I felt bad. He's a human being and he was being attacked, and maybe he deserves to be attacked. That's not the point. I felt bad for Ariana because whatever happened to her, and it's horrible, not only happened to her, but happened publicly. And everything that happens to you guys happened. And I felt bad for Raquel, who probably did a stupid thing and young, and she's ended up in a mental health facility. And I'm just going, oh my God, these people, this amount of attack could actually, send somebody into a dark place that I won't even mention out loud. And it's not worth television.
I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong that while Tom and Rachel made a mistake, they don't deserve to be bullied to the point where people are telling them to kill themselves and things like that. It's terrible stuff. And unfortunately, we live in this kind of mob mentality world where, unfortunately, some fans, not all, I would say a small minority of fans, don't see us as human beings. They see us as actual characters. And there's this weird thing of like, I know who you are because you're playing yourself, but they don't treat us like human beings. They treat us like characters they would hate on a Marvel movie and things like that. And they don't think the things that they're saying to us in the comments and the DMs. One of the most common occurrences for a reality TV, I guess maybe any celebrity, but I've only experienced as someone on reality TV. And I'm someone who received a lot of criticism at times when my time on the show. And I've received some pretty nasty and hateful comments. And I almost never respond to people, but if I ever were to respond, it's always with kindness. It's always like, oh, like, I'm sorry for upsetting you or whatever. And 100 times out of 100, the response is like, oh my God, I didn't think you would see that. I love you. And this is after they would say something.
That's called trolling. That's what they're doing.
Yeah,
they're trolling.
They just want attention,
right.
And it's just, they just want to be validated and things like that. So I just kind of learned not to take it personally. And I find it shocking. I find it shocking that in 1 second, someone could tell me to, I should just die and I should just kill myself, and then the next comment tell me that they love me and they're just kidding. But I don't know why people do stuff like that. Not everybody are great
joke writers. Not everybody know how to write a joke.
Yeah. You know what I do like, though? You've made it very clear multiple times on your podcast that you will not say someone is a narcissist or something like that, because I think people do throw around, like you were saying, therapy terms a little bit too much. And like when they see a villain or see anyone that they deem as a villain on a reality show, like now it's Tom, they say he's a narcissist, but no one is a therapist in order to that's like an actual diagnosis. Just like everyone comes up to you and says, oh, I have a little OCD too.
Right.
It's like the same thing. It's not for people to diagnose the people that they see on television.
I just think people are lazy. And I think instead of having nuanced conversations and trying to understand what these words mean, they just try to insert them into their vocabulary because it's just easier to be like, oh, gaslighting means I like someone like, is trying to make me feel crazy. Well, when you're in an argument with someone, have you ever not felt crazy? Like when you're arguing with your wife, have you ever argued with your wife?
I have never had an argument, a disagreement in my life.
Every once in a while.
I never feel crazy. I'm always right.
Every once in a while, Nally and I will argue, and we almost never argue. And I'll tell you what, when we're arguing, we both are like, what are you thinking? But like, that doesn't mean you're gaslighting. Anyways, yeah, I think it's irresponsible to diagnose anyone with these terms. Gaslighting is not even the actual DSM. Like therapists won't even diagnose this. And I also think there's real narcissists, there's real sociopaths, there's real abusers, there's bad people out there. And I think we're doing ourselves a disservice by using this language and watering down the meaning of these terms.
And there's nothing like a podcaster and reality star and talent judge and school teacher to teach the people what these terms are and to really talk about these terms. Yeah. The point is that I don't think people understand the reality of TV and their own lives. They take this very seriously. They take it really to heart, and they legitimately, as I saw and was a party to, it ruins or makes their life, other people's faux pas and trouble and anger. Like, why are you I've never gotten that angry at somebody I know, let alone a stranger that you just watched and listened to.
Well, I think the Tom thing got, why people got so upset is because I think there are, whether it's actually 2/3 of people on Tinder in relationships, I think cheating and infidelity is so common. And most people who are victims of infidelity feel like justice wasn't served for them, that the person who victimized them and cheated on them kind of got away with it, wasn't really held accountable. And I think for all those people, specifically women, because majority of women watch the Vanderpump, not all, I'm a huge fan, but Tom kind of was the person they could hold accountable. They couldn't hold their person accountable, so they could hold Tom accountable, and they kind of projected their situation onto Tom. I think that's why that's why it hit mainstream. But also, like, reality TV, very much for the people who are reality TV fans, they consume it just like sports fans. It's their sports, and that's why they get as passionate as they do, because not only do they like rooting for their team, they love hating I love hating the Minnesota Vikings as much as I enjoy rooting for the Green Bay Packers.